I had a long career, 40 years plus, all of it in aspects of social care. I'm a qualified social worker way back, and then had a fairly traditional career in social care. At around 1999, I went to work for the Audit Commission, where I was the director of a team that looked and reviewed the efficiency and effectiveness of adult social care. From there, I went to be the director of social services and housing, children's and adults, in Coventry. When the split came with children's, I moved to adults and had a wider brief for community services in Coventry. I then got asked to go and work for the Department of Health, where I was the strategic finance director, looking at the money and the challenges facing social care, and particularly I began to look more and more at what a cost-effective social care system would look like. I left the Department of Health a couple of years ago. I set up my own company to work for myself. I was appointed a professor at Oxford Brookes University, so I still do have some responsibilities there for an organisation called the Institute of Public Care, and I now do a mixture of writing, teaching, consultancy with some interim management. Last year I did an interim director's role in Warwickshire, and this year I've now been asked to do a similar role in Westminster. There was an attraction to coming back to London. I'd spent the early part of my career in London, and though I do live in the Midlands now, it's not a difficult journey, and I was interested in looking at how the challenges that are facing social care affect a London borough. And obviously there was the opportunity for an interim post, which is what I'm interested in doing. Well, I think when I was appointed, there were two big emphases that the members of Westminster Council put during the interview process. The first and biggest challenge is how to help Westminster remodel the way it delivers its services with less money. And that is a challenge. The Council has taken £16 million out of the adult social care budgets for the next 2 years. And I've got to make sure that we can still deliver the quality of services for which Westminster is renowned, but in a different way, using the money differently because there is less of it available. But I have some ideas, I have things I want to bring to do that. And actually there's a lot of good things in Westminster in place that are going to help me do that. Probably the biggest challenge that I look at in the data is we've got too many people in residential care, particularly older people. So one of my emphasis is going to be, why is it that Westminster has more people than you'd expect to find going to residential care? There are some explanations in the demography, but some of it is in the pattern of the way we assess people, and I'll look at that and try and help change the system so that we can get better outcomes for people of Westminster, but at a lower cost. The other challenge is to further develop personalisation. I think there's a sense in Westminster that Westminster's made progress, but not as fast as some other places. That's very unlike Westminster, because normally it prides itself at being at the leading edge. So looking at how we can take further personal budgets, aspects of personalisation, whilst we make the other changes required. I think those are the two big challenges, and that's what I'm going to do in the period I'm here. Of course, the big picture is whether or not the City Council will support the model of going towards the 3 boroughs, what's called the tri-borough approach, and that sits alongside this. And once the City Council decide what it's going to do with that, my role will be to help Westminster prepare if it wants to go forward with that model until a permanent director across the 3 boroughs are appointed. That'll be my exit point.